Hey, how are we doing? We are going to be talking today about how to sort your training blocks out, how to know how long your training cycle length should be, your training block length should be. If you've not come to the channel before, if you've not met me, my name is Alex. I'm a professional strength and conditioning coach. I've been doing that for over a decade, and I've coached well over 160 people from recreational through to senior international level, bunches of talent pathways, bunches of really high performing athletes. So let's just jump into it, right? I'm going to go through how to actually know how long your training block should be before you need to take a break or deload or something like that. So follow me along here. We're going to go for this little blue on backdrop, okay? Let's call this an axis, right? So this can be just time along the bottom. We'll just put a little T there for you, all right? And then over here, we're going to call this performance, and I'll just put a little P there. So nice, simple way to do this, right? You start here. This is your performance at around this mark. Over time, as time goes on and you keep training harder and harder and harder, you'll see that this starts to happen, right? Performance starts to go up as time goes along. Pretty nice, pretty nice. Then it's going to start to do this and just taper off a little bit and start to go flat. And then after a while, it's going to start to go down. All right. So work with me. Use some basic mental maths with me, guys. Where do we think we should end our training block? Right? Probably somewhere around here at this point. Somewhere where performance is just about to hit that point where it tapers. You could maybe, if you wanted, leave it just a little bit later. I'll do this as a little dash. You could leave it here if you wanted, where performance is just tapering off, and that's where you're going to leave it. I wouldn't leave it here, okay? What I see a bunch of guys do, right? They do this. They go all the way to here. They wait till their performance is absolutely tanking, and then they try and take a deload. Don't do that. It's dumb as shit, guys. Get to the point where your performance starts to plateau, and then you're going to back it off, right? Now, here's the important bit. Here's the important concept, right? If you are person A, this might be your point here, right? This might be what your curve looks like. But if I take a different person, right? So this is a different person represented by this different color. Let's say their performance starts here. I don't know, maybe they're different. Maybe their performance actually starts to increase a bit faster, right? Pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. But they plateau maybe a little bit earlier. And then they start to see quite an abrupt drop off. Totally something that you might see. Athletes are different person to person. If you're this person, then we want you to be breaking your training somewhere around here, right? So what does this mean? It means that, when you're online and you see all these programs that are written, and some of them say, let me get my little notepad out. Here we go. I'm going to change color again. I'm going to get fancy. Some of them say that you should deload every 4 weeks, maybe. And some of them say you should deload every 3 weeks. Maybe. That was a horrible 3, wasn't it? There we go. Some of them say you should deload every 2 or every 6. Guys, it's based on your individual performance. The only way to know how often you should deload and how long your training block should be is these graphs. So for this person might actually be fine to train for 4 weeks, and then they're going to need to take some amount of deload. This person, it might actually just be 2. All right. It's rare that someone can only train for 2 weeks before a deload. This is just an example to illustrate the point, right? But you get the idea, okay? Someone else, they might be absolutely magic. They might start really high performance, keep on going up and up and up and up and up and up and up, all the way through here, up and up and up and up and up, maybe a sort of slower climb. And then it's only over here that they start to have this drop off, right? So for them, they might quite happily be able to manage, I don't know, like 6 weeks. And I've seen this happen all across the sort of training spectrum. Some rules to guide it. If you tend to be like smaller or newer to a sport, then chances are you might be able to get away with a little bit longer. If you are like kind of a big heavy lifter, someone that's been in the gym a long time, you've been like doing lots of heavy deadlifts for a long time and you're lifting in the hundreds, look, chances are that your training cycle might be a little bit shorter. The same goes if you're someone that's like really naturally fast and explosive, very fast twitch kind of person, you might be on the shorter end, okay? I've seen people all the way from this end all the way through to this end of the spectrum, okay? I really hope that makes sense. Folks, that is the only way to know how often you should deload, okay? So if someone says it's every 2 weeks or 4 weeks or 6 weeks, they can all be correct. It literally just depends on how your performance tracks against time. That's the main thing you need to do. Short lesson for today, but that's it. If you found this one useful, then please feel free, to do the whole like, share, subscribe thing. It gets it out to more people. The algorithm sort of shares it out, so it's useful. And if you just want a little bit more contact with me, if you want to go through some of this stuff in detail, then you'll find down a link in the description. There's links to coaching, to a school community where you can interact with me on a daily basis, get programs, get training, a bunch of stuff like that. So if you are someone that's looking to improve your performance, but maybe needs a little bit more guidance at a level that makes sense to you, the way you can actually get some kind of individualized feedback, then you can find a link to that down there. Other than that, that's it for today. If you've got any questions, drop them down in the comments and I will try and cover them in future weeks. But that's it. All right. I'll catch you in a bit and see you later. Bye-bye.